if you're the age where you've already gone through puberty and you have a pulse, chances are you deal with negative emotions on like a daily basis. Today, I am going to share with you 3 scientifically backed ways that you could change your emotions anytime, any place. So welcome to the I Am Striver channel, where I strive to make you strive. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you could stay up to date with new ways to master your self-control, your happiness, and your self-improvement. Also, hit the little bell to be notified when we come out with new content every single week on Wednesday. So the number one most important fact that anybody who's trying to master and control their emotions needs to understand is that emotions have physical expressions. Now, scientists are demonstrating over and over again that the reverse relationship is also true. Today, I am going to share with you 3 factors of physical expressions of emotions, so you know, on the one hand, which types of physical expressions to avoid if you want to get out of certain emotional states, and on the other hand, which physical expressions you should mimic to get yourself into the emotional state in which you want to be. Those 3 factors of the physical expressions of emotions are breathing patterns, facial expressions, and vocalizations. So let's talk about breathing patterns. A 2010 study was able to identify very specific and reliable breathing patterns for 4 different types of emotions: joy, anger, sadness, and fear. What were those breathing patterns? Well, for the negative emotions, they found that the breathing was very quick and rapid, that the pace was very irregular, and that the rib cage was very tense. Joy, on the other hand, was found to be very slow and steady. The breathing was very regular and the ribcage was very relaxed. Now, anybody that has ever practiced yoga or meditation will recognize these breathing patterns because these are the exact same breathing patterns that are used in these 2 practices. Now, very important note, the breathing should always be done through the nose, not through the mouth. If the mouth is ever engaged, it should be for exhaling only and not inhaling. There has been science that shows that mouth breathing, especially when done a lot of the time, is actually very, very bad for you, both mentally and physically. So remember, practice safe breathing. Breathe through the nose, breathe slow and steady, and relax that rib cage. Next, I'd like to talk about facial expressions. So the facial feedback hypothesis, which is the theory that when you have an emotion, it comes with a particular facial expression, and when you do the facial expression, you feel the emotion. Well, this is really the beginning of this idea that the emotion and its full physical expression is a 2-way street. Now, when it comes to facial expressions of emotions, the face can be broken down into 2 parts. We have the top half of the face and we have the bottom half of the face. For you science nerds out there, I'll break it down in terms of muscles. We have the zygomatic muscle, which extends from the corners of the mouth to the top of the cheekbones. And we have the corrugator muscle, which is responsible for the eyebrows. Now, let's start with the bottom half of the face. Let's talk about smiling, because this one you guys might have heard of before. So if you're in a really rotten, really nasty mood, one way to quickly get out of that funk is to smile. Even when you don't feel like it, smile and you will feel happier. Now, this is true. However, there is a trick to this trick. Turning just the corner of your mouth might not be enough to get the happy juices to actually start flowing through your brain. A 2002 study found that there's a big difference between the smile you get when you just turn the corners of the mouth and the smile you get when you engage the whole zygomatic muscle, meaning you also flex the cheekbone muscles. Now, this smile is called the Duchenne smile, named after the guy that, discovered this difference. And the study shows that people that smile the Duchenne smile actually feel the positive emotion much quicker and to a much higher degree than people that just turn the corner of their mouth. Now, here's also a tip for you people out there trying to take a photograph when you don't actually feel that happy. So a lot of the time in pictures, a fake smile is one where just the corners of the mouth are turned. I mean, look, do I look that happy? But if you really engage these muscles over here, if you really flex those cheekbones, you look much happier. The smile looks a lot more genuine. So this is a great trick if you're taking a photograph. Again, a great trick if you just need to feel happier in the moment. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, what if I'm outside in public? I don't want to just walk around like a psycho, just smiling like this just for the sake of feeling better. So a more subtle trick that you could use is by flexing your eyebrow muscles. Now, negative emotions are really shown when the eyebrows furrowed, whereas positive emotions are indicated by the eyebrows being raised. Most people, whenever they're in a state of anxiety, whenever they're in a state of fear, anger, sadness, their eyebrows are going to be really furrowed. Now, if you find yourself in a really bad mood, just relax that muscle. In fact, even flex up your eyebrows if you have the chance to do that. Now, let's take a moment right now to pause and scan your own face. Take a moment to appreciate what your eyebrows are doing right now. Are you sitting here watching this video with furrowed eyebrows? If you are, take a moment to relax them and raise them up and see if things aren't just a little brighter. Now, if I caught you, if you're sitting there with furrowed eyebrows, comment down below and let me know that I got this, because guess what, guys? I am sure that a lot of the anxiety that is just rampant in this modern world can be attributed to people walking around with their eyebrows perpetually furrowed. And this is a great way to start relieving that anxiety, is just to take notice and to relax your eyebrows as often as you can. So the last trick I want to talk about is vocalization. So when we're in certain emotional states, we vocalize it in very specific ways. When we're angry, we go grrr. When we're happy and we're satisfied, we go ah. When we're disgusted, we go ew. Now, granted, there is no specific science right now that says that these very certain vocalizations are associated with their emotional counterparts. However, there is science that can tell us why vocalizing specifically can help bring you into a better mood when you're just in a very negative state of mind. So vocalization stimulates the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is the largest nerve in the body. It runs all the way from the base of the brain through most of your body, connecting so many vital organs together. And stimulating the vagus nerve has been shown to help with emotion regulation and to help increase better mood. Now, one of the best ways to stimulate the vagus nerve is to vocalize, to use your vocal cords, because it's very much connected to this part of your body. So this is why screaming into a pillow can be very, very cathartic for anybody that's in a bad mood. Now, if you're out in public and you don't really have the opportunity to scream, any sort of vocalization will help. Perhaps this is why talking through your problems out loud really helps people feel much better. Next time you're in a really bad mood, try going out to karaoke with some of your friends, or sing your favorite song when you're at home by yourself. Even when you're outside, hum one of your favorite tunes, and that would be sufficient to get you some sort of vagus nerve stimulation. Now, there's another study that shows that vocalizing in a very specific beat or a very specific pattern really has all these amazing physiological effects, like steadying your heartbeat and helping your blood oxygen level stabilize. And these physiological effects end up creating great psychological effects. Now, the interesting thing is that the very specific pattern that these vocalizations follow mimics the breathing pattern of joy. So here's kind of a tip within a tip. When you bring together these three physical features, when you have the breathing pattern, when you have the facial expression, when you have the vocalization, and they're all working together, that is a great, fast, powerful way to get yourself out of that negative state and to get yourself into a much better mood much quicker. So next time, whatever negative emotion you're in, whether it's anger, whether it's disgust, whether it's sadness, just smile, relax those eyebrows, breathe slow and steady, and vocalize behind it. And I bet you are going to feel so much better, so much quicker. So if you really enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, if you thought any of the tricks I shared with you today were just super cool, hit the like button down below so I know to make more of this kind of content in the future. So make sure you hit the subscribe button because we're coming out with content every single week to share cool, new, innovative ideas, tips, and tricks on how you could be the master of achieving your goals. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you guys next time. And don't forget, as always, strivers, keep on striving. Ciao.